Week 1 of NFL football is in the books, and yikes, there was a lot of, I guess, upsets in a way, because there was a lot of games that I picked that I was definitely wrong in. There was also a major injury, actually two of them, if I'm not mistaken. And the Cowboys are back, but you know what? Their offense isn't. We're going to get all into that in here on the Sweep the League, the NFL Week 1 edition of Sweep the League. It's stats. It's Rudy, Campos Jr. Candice is on mommy duty. Rock is at a game, I believe. He's got a game tonight, so he's not going to be on with us. But we've got it. We've got it covered from wall to wall. NFL action. We got a lot to get into, man. Week 1 of the NFL was it was like an emotional roller coaster, don't you think?
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything, man. I mean, just this is probably the most appropriate way to open the NFL season. Just some upsets, some shockers, in more ways than one.
The
Um,
script. These teams were following the NFL script for week 1.
yeah,
It
a
was
little bit of
bad.
everything, man. Drama, yeah. There's definitely drama, and yeah, we love storylines, man, and there's a bunch of them happening here, and we'll get into some, but it's always interesting.
We also have the Twitter poll. We wanted everyone to ride the poll with us this past couple of weeks, and
Is it still called Twitter or is it called X?
I don't know. It's X, but I mean, Twitter just sounds better. I
It
mean,
does.
it's Twitter. It sounds better, but I mean, how do you say Xer? Like the Xer poll?
Yeah,
Is
like
that?
are you gonna X our content? Like, is that what like liking our content means now? Like, you're not
I I don't
retweeting.
know, man. Like it's crazy. How do you say Xer? I mean, the Xer poll.
It
I don't
sounds like an
know.
anonymous like tip site. Like, oh, have you been on X? Have you seen the gossip going around?
That's like a deep dive into porn. If you're calling it X, I
It
would
sounds
say.
really weird. Yeah.
And either way, the X poll, the whatever poll you want to call it, we just wanted you to participate and write on our poll, and y'all did. Y'all came through. So we've got a poll winner that we're gonna get a shout out to later. We'll go over the poll question again, read out some of y'all's tweets, and like I said, we've got a winner. We'll be contacting that person here at the end of the show. But nonetheless, man, week 1 is in the books, and golly, dude. It started from a game that I called from the beginning when I said the Lions would beat the Chiefs. The Lions, I mean, they were my dark horse team in the NFC to actually go to the Super Bowl. And I get it, they didn't have a great offensive performance, but the defense is something that I called a lot on. And yes, sure, Travis Kelce didn't play. Chris Jones did not play on the Chiefs defense, but would Travis Kelce have made that much of a difference?
I think he would have, but here's the other thing too is I mean the Chiefs like defense even without Chris Jones held the Lions to just 21 points too.
They
I
did.
mean it's amazing. I will say this, the Chiefs defense somehow some way they don't look too impressive on paper, but Andy Reid and company always find a way to rally these guys and get the most out of these players. And the players step up. They show up for the Chiefs when they
They
have
do.
to.
Yeah, they do. And you're right, man. The Chiefs defense, they held the Lions in pretty good. Now, Amron St. Brown went off that night. David Montgomery, I mean, the flash in the pan, David Montgomery was getting a lot of love, and you had people bitching left and right about Jamar Gibbs.
Dude, Montgomery's the Jamal Williams of this season for the
I
Lions.
and that's what they were calling him. But you heard a lot of
Mhm.
people say, "Oh, he's not Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams is way better." I didn't see it. I mean, Montgomery filled right in for Jamal Williams.
Yeah, I think Montgomery is better than Jamal Williams, man. Like he's shiftier, he's better in between the tackles.
Yeah, and I mean, Jared Goff was poised in the pocket. He had
Hmm.
time. It just it just looked like a well balanced team. And I get it, no Travis Kelce and all that, but I had the Lions winning before they even announced Kelce was not going to be playing, or they even announced Chris Jones wasn't playing. I still had the Lions winning. I think it's just I think it's this year for Detroit. I really, really do. I really do. What was your impressions of that game? Like, what was the one thing that stood out from you for that game?
I mean, I figured they were going to have a lot of the Chiefs were going to have a lot of trouble defending Sun God. I mean, I think that was the big thing going in. Like, they're not going to be able to defend this guy, and sure enough, they couldn't. As we saw, like Sun God just went off. Goff didn't like commit any bad turnovers or anything. He took care of the ball. Detroit's defense did its job. Well, here's the other thing too. We have to. I mean, the Detroit defense should really be thanking Kadarius Toney as well for helping them out because
It was a
that
lot
guy.
of drops.
Yeah, there was a lot of drops, and well, the play that they returned the pick six on was should have been caught. It just bounced off of Tony's hands, picked off by Branch, and ran it to the house for an easy six. And as we saw by the end of the game, that was the biggest difference. But no, I'm not taking anything away from this Lions defense. They deserve that win. They deserve the praise. And the Lions showed up, and they're playing without Jameson Williams, who won't be able to come back to week 7?
I believe so. I know I drafted him in a couple of leagues.
Yeah. So for fantasy purposes, y'all stash him now if you have the bench space because this Lions offense is gonna get better too. And what's wild is there are people who didn't see the Lions as a playoff team.
How do you not see that? I mean,
isn't that mind blowing?
They ended last season on a high, and you know what? They were in playoff contention last season. And they didn't even get worse. They got better.
Yeah, they did get better.
And I'm not gonna lie, Jahmyr Gibbs is not like the second coming of Marshall Faulk or anything, but you give up on DeAndre Swift basically.
Marshall who?
Marshall Faulk. I'm bringing up names from back in the day. Marshall Faulk.
Oh, I thought you said something.
No, I didn't use the four-letter word.
Okay.
I didn't use that four-letter word. I used his actual name. Faulk, not the other one.
We were talking about X earlier, so
yeah, no, definitely keeping that part clean.
Yeah.
He's not the second coming of him. And DeAndre Swift was, I mean, he was a really good running back in Detroit. So, I mean, you kind of just replaced DeAndre Swift with a younger DeAndre Swift, basically. But you had a lot of people bitching they didn't use him. And I'm sitting back watching the game. And I'm thinking, okay, first game of the season. They're not using Jahmyr Gibbs at all. Not the way they said they were going to. Why? I thought, okay, David Montgomery is way better in pass protection than Jahmyr Gibbs is right now. That's the reason why I felt Montgomery was getting more play, was because of pass protection. They had to keep Goff upright. They knew the secondary for the Chiefs was not great. I had a feeling they were going to throw the ball a lot on that team, and they actually did. So you saw Sam Laporta contribute, rookie out of Iowa. You saw Josh Reynolds was able to get involved.
You talk about pass protection. Sam Laporta is a good blocker, so he's going to be on the field for a long time.
Yeah, and it's like, man, you give up on TJ Hawkinson, but you were able to be blessed enough to get Sam Laporta. And the draft was tremendous for this Lions team. Jack Campbell, I was so against the Jack Campbell pick by Detroit. But it makes sense. It bolsters the linebacking core. So, I mean, you've got to really circle Detroit and be like, all right, I see you, Detroit. I see you. And if you're saying they're not a playoff team, that's got to be total bullshit, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, just the thought of that is ridiculous. They are a guaranteed playoff team, like barring any injury. Absolutely. Yeah.
It is, man. It really, truly is. It's like barring injury, yes. And they have the defense, man. What do we talk about it when it comes to Super Bowl contenders? You have a great offense, but if you have a great offense with a great defense, oh man, you're gonna contend. You saw that last year with Philadelphia. Great defense, great offense. Super Bowl. The Chiefs, great offense. They had a well above average defense. They were in the Super Bowl. There's a reason why teams like the Chargers kind of come up short. Great offense, but the defense is kind of eh. The Cowboys.
Yeah.
Great defense, the offense sputters.
Yeah. And I can't wait till we talk about that game, or at least the Cowboys, because there's some stuff
I
to be said about this.
yeah, and I have my my thoughts on that. We'll get into that here. This is Sweep
Yeah.
the League. It's stats. It's Rudy. Of course, shout out to Special Leaf Tea. Go to specialleaf.com, order your teas. They're available Central Market HEB. You can get them there. Also available on Amazon. So search
Oh,
Special Leaf.
I want to feel special.
Yeah, you want to feel special? Everybody wants to feel special as the Detroit Lions. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to Special Leaf. Special Leaf Tea. Specialleaf.com. Order your Special Leaf Tea today. Let's just get into surprises, man. If you go down week one and save the Cowboy game, what was a surprise out of week one that you were like, holy shnikes, did that really happen? And barring injuries, don't get an injury talk. We're just talking games where you were like, huh, okay. I did not expect that at all.
I mean, dude, and I know he's not on the show tonight, but Gio is gonna he must be celebrating like it's like 2000 or something, man. I mean, the Rams knocking off the Seahawks, that had to be one of the biggest surprises to me.
That was a big surprise. But
And
at the
not only
same
did they
time,
survive, but they like won in convincing fashion.
but is it really a surprise, man? Like I said at the beginning of the year, I didn't believe in Geno Smith. And it kind of shows. Like Geno Smith had the year of his life last year. But when you are a quarterback and you had a great season, unless your name is Patrick Mahomes and you had a fantastic year, defensive coordinators are very smart people. And Geno Smith was kept in check. So 16 of 26, 112 yards passing, dude. One touchdown. I didn't believe in Geno coming in this year. I wasn't buying in stock in Geno. So, but I do get it. The Rams, Matthew Stafford, no Cooper Kupp. It was a Matthew Stafford day. And the cool thing is they did everything on the ground, man. Kyron Williams, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cam Akers, 29 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
I mean, Matthew was
Cam
able
Akers
to
was
use.
pretty awful though.
Yeah, dude, Cam
He was
Akers.
pretty terrible.
I'm
Coming from a guy
thinking,
who started him in fantasy.
yeah, and I'm like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go on record. I dropped Kyron Williams at the beginning of the year on some of my dynasty leagues only to make room for people that I
Oh,
drafted, and I'm like, fuck, I should not have done that because now he's
man.
like the talk of the town. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was my bad, Kyron. I'll be
It's
sure to,
all good.
you know.
It's all good. But yeah,
It's
no, you got to give props to the Rams, man. They showed up, and I wasn't expecting them to win that game, and they did. And Stafford looked good, man. I thought he was going to get pummeled behind the line, and I was really worried. No, seriously, I was worried he was like going to have to be forced to retire because of all the hits he would take. And I mean, this was like going previous than this year. Like in previous years, I was worried because his line was an issue for a while. But no, he looked great. He had time and he did the most that he could. And shout out to Pikachu, aka Puka Nakua, and Tutu Atwell. Like, like maybe the best pairing for like a name wise, a best pairing for like wide receiver duo. I mean, I mean, everyone would have fun saying those names, Pikachu and Tutu. I mean, can
and
you really beat that?
didn't we say that Puka Nakua is actually one guy? I know I said it. If for fantasy reasons, Cooper Cup is out, the one name to watch. And it was in the show with Gio. For fantasy reasons last week, I said, look, keep an eye on Puka Nakua. If you need a receiver, go out and get him. 10 receptions, 119 yards.
Yeah, dude. He
I
filled in.
mean,
Yeah, he filled into that Cooper Cup role perfectly.
exactly. Exactly. That is a shocker. Now I'm going to go to my shocker of the weekend.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not much of a shocker, but it really is. And I'm going to tell you the reason why it was a shocker for me. The happy ending that should not have been in Cleveland. The Bengals and the Browns holding Joey B to 82 yards passing. Quarterback rating of 52 after getting that massive contract. I could not believe it. I was like, okay. Bad week. Yeah. Am I worried? Not so much. But that Cleveland defense, man, it really came to play. They sacked Burrow, what, two times, I believe. It just, I mean, you saw Deshaun Watson. He didn't really have a great game either. I think he only threw for 154 yards, touchdown, and interception.
Yeah,
Nick
it was a
Chubb,
big Chubb game.
yeah, they had a massive Chubb sighting in Cleveland that day. 106 yards on the ground, 21 yards in the receiving, four catches. But it was a sloppy game, dude. But again, the Bengals proved again, like they have these spurts, they have these times where it's like, what are you doing? What is going on here? Burrow should have actually had a better game. Now, if it was a 24-14, 24-17 game, I wouldn't have any issues with it. All right, Cleveland, Cleveland rock, they came through. But just the way that Cincinnati played was just horrendous, dude. I mean, could you have ever thought of Joe Burrow coming off of the seasons that he's had, coming off of a massive contract, just really, really getting jerked around in Cleveland?
Yeah, I mean, you had a few like really bad, like disappointing quarterback performances this week. And Joe Burrow, yeah, like that performance was really bad. I don't think he's 100%, man. I think he's still feeling some effect from that injury. There's a little bit of concern about this O-line. For some reason, the Bengals they cannot they can't get it right. They cannot perfect the offensive line. I think they just released La'el Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're like they can't, even in the off season they try to make it a priority and they just can't get the pieces in order. And I think there was rain, correct, in this episode, or
Yeah.
not
Okay.
episode, but in this game.
Yeah, there was rain. And you know what? We had a lot of games where there was a lot of rain involved. So there's reasons behind certain scores. But if you look at that game, dude, again, if there's rain, cool. Joe Mixon only had 56 yards on the ground. He had 13 carries. That's a decent amount of carries there. But for Joe Burrow, it's like he went 14 of 31. Not even 50% passing. Like it just seemed like there had to have been a reason, keep it simple. I thought move the ball if it's raining, keep it simple, do what you have to do, a lot of dinks, a lot of dunks, stuff like that. But it just seemed like they played really sloppy, really sloppy. And I hate to use the weather for, the reason, because I'm going to use the weather in another game later on that we're going to talk about. But it just didn't seem like this Bengal, and you're right, the offensive line was bad. It just didn't seem like this Bengal team was ready to play week one. Will they bounce back? I don't know. I mean, who do they got coming up? Let me figure out who they got here in week two here. They got the Ravens. Now the Bengals are at home against the Ravens. Ravens didn't really look too good either. We're being honest.
Well, I mean that team suffered a really bad injury.
Yes, they did.
There were two really bad injuries during week one, and we'll talk about the other one here. But yeah, J.K. Dobbins,
man. I have so much fantasy stock in Dobbins. I was like, it's like when you watch the Usual Suspects at the end, and the guy finally realizes like who was oh god, the name
Kaiser
Soze, and he drops the cup and it just splatters on the ground. And that's exactly what happened when I'm drinking my coffee, mid-afternoon, and I see J.K. Dobbins torn ACL. Holy shit, man. Like the guy is snake bit, dude.
Yeah, my heart breaks for him, man. Like just these guys, there have been like over the years, it's just sad seeing guys with a bunch of talent whose bodies just fail them, man. Whether it was like Darren Waller, Jordan Reed. I mean, poor Dobbins, man, like has the talent, but their bodies just give up on them.
It is, dude. Dobbins, I mean, I feel so freaking bad for Dobbins. So bad because it's like, bro, how can you not stay healthy, man? How can you not stay healthy? Like
yeah.
It's so sad.
It's just really sad. And unless the Ravens maybe like trade for like Taylor or bring in Kareem Hunt or something, that team ain't going to the Super Bowl this season.
No,
That
no.
really hurt them. Like I don't think people realize how bad that Dobbins injury set this team back.
It sets him back a lot, man. A whole lot. Like it's how would you even I mean, because you've got Zay Flowers there. Lamar didn't look good to me in that game. And there wasn't really much of a weather factor in that game.
The Texans defense is a little feisty though.
Texas defense looked good. I
Yeah,
mean,
man. A little feisty.
Low key, they looked really good. Really, really good. I think if you get better play, and CJ Stroud wasn't that bad. Didn't throw a pick. I mean, 242 yards passing. He had a fumble, but I mean, he didn't look bad. He looked pretty good. But
Yeah,
I think,
for not having a premier like target.
yeah, and you know what? He spread the ball out really well with Robert Woods and Nico Collins. Damian Pierce was decent, averaged 3.5 yards a carry. I mean, the Texans' offense isn't bad. I just don't think they had the big play opportunity. I think their offensive line needs a little bit of work. But the defense for the Texans, wow, I was thoroughly impressed by it. I mean,
Yeah,
really
they didn't
was.
make it easy for Lamar and company, that's for sure.
No, they
And
did
I,
not.
and I mean they're playing without Andrews, but even then, like the Texans defense still have to pat themselves on the back for that performance. They didn't make it easy on them at all.
Yeah,
Um,
because I mean, the touchdowns for the Ravens were, they were goal line. So I mean, it's tough to stop goal line. Period. I mean, we're not gonna
yeah,
sit here and lie. It is tough to stop goal line. But I mean, the Texas defense, Loki is good. Shout out to J.K. Dobbins, man. It's just this very
yeah,
unfortunate situation. It's a snake bit type thing. I mean, I really hope he comes back. And you know what? If he does, I really hope, really, really hope he stays healthy, man. Because I'd love to see this kid play.
man, wasn't this his? He was playing for a contract, right?
I believe so.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, it's
poor guy, man.
it's bad, man. Yeah, it's bad. But you know what? We got other scores. Let me go into a couple of the scores here.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, go for it.
the Vikings lost to the Buccaneers, your team, as a matter of fact, 2017. Vikings, I mean, we don't know what the hell's going on with the Minnesota. I mean, they're the darlings of the league, but yet they still kind of come up short here and there. Um, Another one, I'm kind of surprised a little bit at this one, but not really. Was I want to say, the Bears and Packers game. I thought the Bears were going to give the Packers a pretty decent run for their money. I really did. Jordan Love. I mean, I knew he was going to come in looking good, but damn, man, I didn't think he was going to come in looking that good. He was spreading the
Man,
ball around really well to his receivers. The running game was on par.
dude,
Defense looked
I'll
good.
give
I
you
mean,
one name, man. One name and one name only. Jordan Love looked good. He looked pretty darn good for a transition process, and but here's the thing: like the Packers kept most of the foundation around
mhm.
that was around Rodgers, and they just put it around. They kept it around Love, but I do want to say one name in regards to the Packers offense, and that is a man who went to UTEP, Aaron Jones.
Yeah,
Man, what a beast. He is the heartbeat of this team, man.
yeah, and I'm thinking like, well, okay, Aaron Jones, Aaron Jones, Aaron Jones.
Aaron
I figured
Jones.
I figured he was gonna struggle this season. I really did. But he didn't. I mean, he came out 86 yards receiving, the touchdown, 41 on the ground, another touchdown.
Yeah, dude. They
This
they need him.
this this Packers team, I mean, it looks legit. It really looks legit this season. 4 sacks. They were able to get the fields, 4 times.
Dude, it's wild how like it feels like this team hasn't missed a step. They just lost A-Rod and it feels like they're just like picking up business as usual.
I hate to pose this question, and I'm going to pose it because we got to get into A-Rod talk. But
Oh no. Yeah.
was A-Rod holding this team back? It's a very tough question to answer.
I don't think he was holding it back, but that I think if anything, this goes to show just how well. And it's interesting because this organization has gotten criticized for, not being able to appease A-Rod and getting him all the pieces to win a championship. But I think people need to look closely at this Packers organization and see what is happening right now. They just made a seamless transition from the past to the here and now and setting themselves up for the future because they have one of the strongest foundations in the league right now. They have a bunch of good young talent. Their defense is still pretty good. Actually, probably got better. Their O-line's good. They have confidence in the locker room. They have great morale. I mean, they haven't missed a beat.
So the only thing I look at, and the reason why I asked is was A-Rod kind of to blame or something? You don't have that negativity between him and Matt LaFleur anymore. There was a little beef there. So I think you get that locker room back. Matt LaFleur is truly in charge. He doesn't have Aaron Rodgers there barking in his ear, talking shit about him. So now it's truly Matt LaFleur's team, and you're seeing it for the first time this season. And I can't complain, man. It looked really good. Like you said, it was like a well-built machine just chugging and chugging and chugging. And I thought, well, damn, was A-Rod the issue, the problem? Because he had his gripes about LaFleur. You saw it on the field sometimes, dude.
Oh yeah, he called him out in the media whatever scrums.
Yeah,
he'd call him out. Yeah.
I mean, you saw it, and it's like, okay, maybe. But I really think A-Rod might have been the problem there. And with him gone, Jordan Love, you saw what Love did. I mean, he had a freaking pass rating of 123.
Yeah, man. Everyone was feeling the love that day for sure, dude.
Oh, 100%, 100%. They're taking on my Falcons this weekend.
Ooh, sorry for your Falcons, man.
Hey, come on.
Hey,
say it with love. Sorry for your 1-0 Falcons. Give me that.
I'll send ATL my regards, man. They're gonna need all the love, man. I'll send them my love. I feel for him, man. I feel for Drake London, man. I feel for him. I feel for Pitts.
God. They had a combined 41 yards.
Yeah. It's rough. I will say this though before we move on from the Packers. If Aaron Jones gets hurt, and I know he's nursing a hamstring injury right now, but if he's out for any significant amount of time, this team's going to be in trouble.
Yes, 100%. 100% yes. But they have AJ Dillon is very capable, as we've seen in past years, to take over the role.
Yeah, he's not Aaron Jones though.
No, he's not Aaron Jones, but I mean he's AJ Dillon. I mean,
yeah, he's Quadzilla. He's got like one of the best nicknames in the entire NFL. I will say that. He is Quadzilla.
So okay, I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole here. If Aaron Jones goes out and is injured, and he's injured for a significant amount of time, first off, I'll kick you in your nuts when I see you because I have a lot invested in Aaron Jones this season. So I'm gonna put that.
I don't want him to get hurt.
I'm gonna put that on you. It's going on you, Ricky Bobby. It's going on you.
Okay.
So then you're Matt LaFleur. Like, what the hell? We have AJ Dillon. Do you make that phone call to Indianapolis and be like, "What do you want for Jonathan? We need to replace Aaron. What do you want for Jonathan?" Can you imagine Jonathan Taylor running behind this line?
They'd be like one of the best organized teams in the NFL. Oh my gosh.
Knowing that, okay, you can use Taylor for the year, then you can be like, okay, let me have a three-headed monster of Jones, Taylor, and Dillon. I mean,
I'll be honest. I think they would be all right even if they brought in a Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt's another one.
Yeah, like they don't even have to trade for Taylor. Kareem Hunt's just still out there, in free agency.
That's a good one, and I think he would definitely come to Green Bay. Man, Kareem Hunt, that would be awesome. That would cost you a whole lot less.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't have to give Indianapolis any valuable assets. Just go get Kareem Hunt, who's just happy to be there.
Yeah, this is Sweep the League. Go and get Special Leaf Tea, specialleaf.com. You're going to feel special in life. Go get Special Leaf Tea. We were talking about the Packers, dude. We're going to have to move on to that Monday night showdown between the Bills and the Jets. And all the story, all the news is about one Aaron Rodgers, man. 4 plays into his Jets career, and it's over. It is over. And I was like, okay, how do I word that? In the snap of a finger? I don't want to use the word snap because that's exactly what happened. Tore his ACL, basically. Done for
Gotcha.
the year. And,
It was his ACL. I thought it was his Achilles.
or his Achilles, I'm sorry, his
Yeah.
Achilles. His
I mean,
Achilles.
both awful.
His Achilles is torn.
Achilles.
Achilles is torn, but no, tore his Achilles. And wow, man, had to see Super Bowl aspirations and dreams just go up in flames.
Dude,
How do you, how do
playoff
you,
aspirations.
yeah, but it goes to say this, man. I screamed it in the preseason. I screamed it in the offseason. Why are you going to trade for Aaron Rodgers and not secure your offensive line? Like you should be trading for every freaking top offensive lineman any possible way you can. And in the draft, I said in the draft, all you do is draft offensive linemen knowing you've got Aaron Rodgers. You go into the draft saying, okay, I'm drafting nothing but offensive linemen. And I'm going to use Marshall Faulk in this sentence here. But Falk, everything else when it comes to position, you draft offensive linemen. And if you need to make a trade to get some of the better offensive linemen, you make that trade. You should not have drafted anything else, man. Why didn't they listen? Now you see what happened. The the guy you traded for, the missing piece to a potential Super Bowl team is done in 4 plays. Done. It's horrible. It's bad.
Yeah, like their defense is already elite anyway.
100%. They had the receiving core already. Garrett Wilson was that guy. You have Alan Lazard. I mean, the running game, Brees Hall just showed you. He's capable. You and I got Dalvin Cook as to back up Brees Hall.
Mm-hmm.
There was no reason not to just spend every freaking dollar and every freaking draft pick and to go get offensive linemen. There was no reason you should not have done that. That was number one priority. As the kids say, you had one job. One job. They couldn't even do that, man. Thoughts
Um,
on the Rodgers thing?
it's shocking. I mean, you saw Peyton Manning and Eli's response to him getting on the cart. It was unreal. I don't think anyone could really believe how bad it was and the fact that that happened. Let me just put it this way. I think it's because there's a curse. I think there is a genuine curse on the Los Angeles Chargers. It followed them from San Diego. I also believe there's a genuine curse on the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how we would lift that. I'm not sure if the answer is chugging special leaf. I'm not sure if we have to do something. There has to be something written somewhere on how to lift this curse on the New York Jets, because this is the doing of a curse. There's no other way to explain it.
Yeah, there really isn't, man. I mean, rumor has it they reached out to Matt Ryan.
I mean,
Any guy that's retired right now is looking at you like, no thanks. Not even thanks, but no thanks, just no thanks. Why? Because you can't even protect your own asset, your main asset. So why in the hell would any guy want to come out of retirement and play for the Jets, knowing that they cannot protect a quarterback, man? Like,
yeah. Yeah, especially like an older vet, they wouldn't feel comfortable coming out and quarterback. I've heard rumors of maybe like potential options, not necessarily rumors, but options like Jameis could go out and try to get Jameis, or was it Jacoby Brissett?
Brissett's another one that I've heard. I know they called him Matt Ryan. Tom Brady beat everybody to the punch that I ain't coming back for shit. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, no way.
I mean, they
But
may want to give Philip Rivers a try, but nah, he's probably too busy having more kids anyway.
yeah, he's putting a football team together with his own wife right there. Um, No, I
Yeah.
mean, there's no other guy out there. And but again, it comes back to like I said, you want to bring somebody in, fine, but what good is it you if that offensive line is shit? It doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense, like at all,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Shout out to Rodgers,
absolutely.
man. I'm hoping, you know what? I gotta pose the question to you. The special leaf question here. Career done?
Nah, I think he tries to come back.
You think so?
Yep. I don't think he's gonna go down like a wounded animal like that. I
Do
think he's
you
gonna try and make a comeback. That doesn't. I'm not saying he's gonna return back to form, but I'm just saying he's probably gonna try and make a comeback.
do you think he comes back if the offensive line is the way it is?
Yeah, probably. But I think the Jets will have upgraded it by then. I mean, it's not as bad as the Vikings O line. Can you imagine A-Rod behind that O line?
Mm, no, I couldn't. I mean,
I don't even want
just
to. I don't want my enemies behind that O line. Like,
yeah. And it's what's sad is that the Jets are still going to try to win. At
yeah,
this point, I'm like, you know what? Tank it and go get a Drake May. Go get a Caleb Williams.
yeah, dude. The next draft is stacked. It's loaded with good quarterbacks
The
and
quarterback
players.
class next year is ridiculous. Like you're gonna get a starter probably in like the third round, fourth round, if need be.
Yeah,
I mean, the quarterback class is ridiculous. Now, the bonus for the Jets part on this whole thing, and it's not even I mean, again, I'm not saying it's bonus that Rodgers got hurt, so don't take it like that. But on the bonus side, they don't lose that first round pick next year to the Packers. They keep it. So they if they potentially, don't have a great season, don't make the playoffs, they're gonna get a pretty decent pick. So I think they have to go after a QB regardless. I mean, Zach Wilson is not that guy.
yeah. I think we've
Um,
known he's not the answer for a while now. I think they know that too.
yeah, but now you're forced to play Zach Wilson, and that's pretty bad, man. That's pretty bad if you're forced to play Zach Wilson. But
Yeah,
nonetheless,
I
I'll go
don't even
ahead.
see them as a playoff team.
No, no.
And it's a shame because that defense is elite. That defense is really good. They are set on the ground, and it's just tragic. And I feel bad for A-Rod, man. Like he doesn't deserve that, and neither does I feel bad for him, the fans, that organization. Just snake bit, man. And the only person who felt worse than the Jets organization was probably Josh Allen.
Yeah, yeah. I'm starting to think like, yeah, you're right, man. Don't talk bad about Josh Allen. I need Josh Allen to put up MVP numbers from here on out because I have a lot of stock in him too, unfortunately, when it comes to fantasy football. But shout out to Rodgers, man. Hey, get well out there. It's a tough break. It sucks. It really, really does suck. It doesn't suck as bad as what we saw on Sunday night. Those boys and those Giants. Now, I'm using my weather card. I'm using my weather card. It was raining bad. It was terrible. I Daniel Jones had a horrific game too. It was bad. It was horrid. But at the same time, is he at fault, man? Because Dak Prescott didn't look any better. And he had that game in the back of his hand, like in the palm of his hand. Like Dak wasn't any better, in my opinion, like at all.
I think a lot
So,
of this was situational though too, because like you said, like weather does make a difference, like in a game. But I mean,
uh-huh.
they didn't really arm Daniel Jones with enough weapons. I thought, um,
You
because
think?
yeah, well, like that's been an issue for them for a while now. It's like okay, they're just finding these random dudes at receiver, and they go out and trade for Darren Waller and his big contract, and it's like you got to pray he doesn't get hurt. But it's just like who is he throwing to anyway? There's poor weather. He's playing against an elite defense, not a good defense, an elite defense.
Hmm.
They fell behind early, so they had to ditch the run. They couldn't run the ball as much, which is like the bread and butter for them to stay and win games. With Barkley and Jones, both of those guys are good runners.
Yeah.
And when you have to ditch your bread and butter and you have to try and sling the ball to these guys who aren't, reliable and, they're not proven, it makes it easier for the Cowboys to go out there and take care of business on the defensive side of the ball. And really, the Cowboys offense just got to sit back and relax and, enjoy a bag of Cheetos and watch the defense do its thing.
So the Jets are coming up for the Cowboys, back-to-back New York games, and no Rodgers, obviously. Are you going to see the same kind of performance from the Jets as we said the Giants on the offensive side now? I'm saying on the offensive side. Do you think the Cowboys defense feasts on this Jets offense?
I don't think they're going to feast as much because the Cowboys got up early just from their defense alone.
Yeah.
Really, they got really up really early. I don't think that's going to be the exact game script. I do think this Cowboys defense is going to really get to Wilson and company. I think they're going to struggle quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be as much of a blowout.
So look on the other side of things. The Jets defense, you saw how it really manhandled Josh Allen. You mean to tell me that we can fully expect Dak to not have any issues? I fully expect him to have issues this weekend with this Jets defense.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we both agree on this, and I think we've talked about this as well on previous episodes, but this season is all the pressure is on Dak and McCarthy. They've got all the right pieces surrounding him. Now he has to go out there and prove that, hey, I'm worthy of this starting position. And he has to ball, man. He has to play. And I think this game against the Jets is going to be the perfect showcase for the fans to see that, okay, this guy can take care of the ball, not any, try to force any dumb turnovers, make the right throws, make the right accurate plays on primetime and against a good defense. Like, they need him to show up because they've got all the building blocks and foundation around him. And I think, he's not dumb. He's heard the criticisms and people saying that he's the weak link on this offense. And Pollard's great. The O-line's good. They re-signed Zach Martin. No excuses. And yeah, Cooks is going to be a little bit banged up, but he still has all these weapons surrounding him. And he's got a great foundation, and Dak has to go out there and prove them wrong. And I hope he uses that as motivation.
So if he doesn't get it done, how does that make Cowboy fans feel, you think?
Sick. It should make them feel sick because they're right on the cusp.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be a tough game. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a tough game for the Cowboys. It really is against the Jets. I think the Cowboys end up winning, but it's probably going to be a defensive type game. I think the Cowboys it might be like a 15-12 type game, 15-10 or something. Maybe.
There's a chance Dak doesn't throw a touchdown in this game.
We should do the over and under on Dak throwing a touchdown. I think we'll put it at 2, 1.5. We'll do 1.5.
Yeah, I'll do 1.5. Yeah.
I think he has 1.
Yeah, only 1 though. I don't think he has more than 1 because I think Pollard's going to be the one getting those goal line touchdowns and such.
Yeah. May have a Deuce Vaughn sighting. You may need to have a Deuce Vaughn sighting with as quick as that Jets defense is. But listen, hey, week 1 is in the books, dude. It's been a very rocky week 1. I know on the fantasy perspective, I only won 2 in 2 leagues this week. And you know why? Because in 7 leagues, I was going up against the Jets defense. And I had a comfortable lead in all those games. Until the Jets defense decided to come in. And in a couple of leagues, it was the Jets defense against Josh Allen.
Oh.
I had Josh Allen and they had the Jets. So when I logged in Tuesday morning and I saw L, I'm like, holy fuck me. Like, I was winning in all these leagues. Yeah. So, yeah, Jets D. Screw you.
I'm going to send all my condolences. I'm going to send my condolences to all the people that had to go up against the Jets defense and the Cowboys defense in fantasy.
I'm sending my sweep the league condolences to those people. And I saw a lot of them that started Aaron Rodgers that just needed 0.5 points or 1 point to win their matchup.
Oh,
somebody tweeted at me on that too. Or like, look at this sweep the league. And they lost. I was like 98.5 to like 98 1.7 or something.
Oh
And they
my
had Rodgers.
gosh.
They had Rodgers. I was like, oh wow.
Oh, that's
Wow.
rough.
So
That's rough.
if the fantasy gods take it, the fantasy gods will give it, and the fantasy gods take it away. Easily.
Yeah, the
So
fantasy gods always win at the end of the day.
yeah, like Vegas, the fantasy gods were gonna really screw you at the end. But that's my heartbreak of the week. But hey man, what we're talking about Jets defense, Cowboy defense. Obviously, we're talking about D. What better way to transition to D than talking about our poll? That is the Xer poll of the week. So shout out the question, give us a couple of answers, and we've got a winner at the end here. So take it away, Stats.
All right, so thank you all for participating in our X poll, our sweep the league poll. We're gonna start doing these like maybe like every other week or so, but get engaged, and we try to ask very interesting questions. So our last poll, we asked you what would help Matthew Stafford bond with his young Rams house teammates, and I'll tell you what, they really bonded, especially after that upset victory over the Seahawks. Man,
Oh yeah.
Matthew Stafford knows Puka's name for sure now. Without question. And he showed that out there. Was it 15 targets to Puka?
It was
That's
14.
wild.
Yeah, 15
targets. It's wild. But yeah, so we asked y'all that question. What would help him bond with his younger teammates? And I went ahead and put out 4 different options. Now, the options are retire, a video game party, a trip to see the Barbie movie. I did that one for you, Candice. And other as our 4th option. Now we had very interesting results here. So 31% said that he should retire. And I know that's what you that was your answer. Like you wanted him to just retire, Matthew. Don't try. 23% said a video game party. Only 8% said the Barbie movie, which kind of bummed me out because I was really hoping that one would get the most votes. And then 38%, so this is the highest percentage, said other. Now, thankfully, some of the folks down in the awesome comment section of this posted their own options as far as the other. So,
yeah.
So like Josh, he said like a workout session at Muscle Beach in Venice. I mean, that sounds good. That would get the job done.
Do you think Stafford has like abs or something?
No.
You got a dad bod, the flat bod.
Well, like maybe what are we talking, like a 2-pack? Not even that.
I have a keg still, even though I've lost weight.
Okay.
I still got the keg. I wonder, he might have the keg. Look, I don't think
You think he's got a keg?
I don't know, man.
I can't tell.
Can't tell. We gotta find that out. We'll do some investigation. Give me some more answers. Here.
Yeah. So Rocky says Peter Piper or Mr. Gaddy's. I mean, that's a great one. That's a great one.
Too bad Rock can't win though.
Oh yeah. Puffy D says house party or group trip players only. I mean, house party, you can't really go wrong with that. Yeah. Our boy William Yanish, man, he goes, why didn't anyone pick the Barbie movie? There you go. William Yanish. I mean, there you go. He understands. The Barbie movie was like, dude, this is by hands down the best option. That's
you would think, man. I mean, it's Barbie. I have yet to see the Barbie movie. My wife and daughter have, and they loved it. But I have yet to see.
I haven't seen it either. I heard nothing but good things about it. And then Chris Gonzalez says a trip to a trampoline park, which is, I mean, I would pay to see a bunch of like full, like grown ass men just like jumping around at a trampoline park.
That'd be pretty funny. I don't know, man. I think we could do a trampoline park. That would be pretty cool.
Park. Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, it would be cool to awesome. See. It would be cool to see a bunch of NFL players at a trampoline park.
Man, then you'll have more torn Achilles and yeah. We don't.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
We don't want that, bro.
Yeah. You can't take those extra risks.
No. Cannot do that. Well, you got a winner for us?
We sure do. So our lucky winner, and again, guys, when we do these X polls, it's weird saying that. When we do these X polls, guys, and y'all engage and you leave a comment, we do giveaways. We do prize giveaways. So make sure to leave that comment. Make sure and vote and leave a comment, and you'll have a chance at winning a prize, guys. This poll's winner is our boy William Yanish. So good job, William. Keep up the good work. Keep doing your thing. And don't worry, I'm bummed that not enough people picked the Barbie movie as well.
So congrats to William Yanish. You are the poll winner for this week. You did the right thing. You slid into our poll question there and answered it and left a comment. So you're going to be receiving a pretty nice little gift here. One of our prizes here. We'll get in contact with you and let you know what's going on here. So congrats again to William Yanish and his Barbie comments. He's our Sweep the League poll winner. I was going to say writer. That would be bad. Poll winner this past week. But again, we'll be put out more poll questions, giving you a chance to slide down our poll and pick a winner and leave a comment down below. We'll let you know when that poll question comes out. But again, week 1 is in the books. And just like week 1, this episode of Sweep the League is in the book. So for Candice, who's on mommy duty, Rock is on, I guess, game duty. Shemaiah is on music duty. Stats and I are about to go drop duties in a little bit, I'm sure, here. This is Rudy Campos. Until we sweep the league again next time, we'll see you soon.
Oh, yeah.